Uncle C, back in the office, and this is going to be the ultimate, the best, the most insane life advice possible as a man that you could ask for. Now, the way I actually learned this life advice, right, how I learned or earned it, Casey, how did you do it? Well, I did it through one of my favorite books. It's called Winning Through Intimidation by Robert Ringer. How to be the victor and not the victim in business and in life, right? That's the title, that's the tagline. Now, don't comment below this video, go, Casey, what's your favorite books? Okay, I don't read a whole lot of books. I think books oftentimes are a waste of time unless you need information and help in one specific topic, okay? I read a handful of books a year, if that. I'm not just sitting down reading, because guess what happens when you sit down and read? You sit in a chair, and then you read, and then afterwards you finish the book, and then you put it down, and you look up, and you're still in the chair, right? Nothing happened. You didn't do anything. I don't care how much knowledge you filled your head with. But this is a little life advice in chapter 1 that has stuck with me for years now. If you don't know me, my name is Casey Zander. I'm the founder of Headman. I help men become their best versions of themselves, strengthen their relationships, and ultimately ensure that we can revitalize masculinity in a positive format to truly get men on their purpose and ensure that they don't struggle in any area. Now, what did Robert say right here on page 13? He goes, likewise, a person who works too long at one stretch is in danger of making costly mistakes. Mental and physical fatigue are natural enemies of anyone who aspires greatness. Now keep in mind, because here's where things get good. He says, if your main focus is keeping your nose to the grindstone and working long, hard hours, you're guaranteed to get only one thing in life in return: old. Think about that for a second. This is going to tie into the competency of man throughout this entire video that I'm going to be making for you today. But he fast forwards on page 14 and he goes, someone who's worked very hard over the years, kept his nose to the grindstone, yet never achieved any great degree of success. You've witnessed a sad drama playing out when you observed it firsthand, the inherent truth of the Uncle George theory. What is the Uncle George theory? The Uncle George theory is, some of you may, like the saying is, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Some of you might be very hard workers. Some of your fathers might be very hard workers. But what you're going to see is men who consistently grind on their purpose, or whatever the case may be. They put their nose to the grindstone. They're hoping to get ROI in life, but they never actually level up their skill set and competency. You're guaranteed to get only one thing, and that's old and that's tired. So what you're going to realize is your identity is so malleable. Like who you are and who you are today is going to be a different guy than what you're going to need to become to achieve the goals that in life that you actually want to achieve. So he goes on to say, by acknowledging this truth, I was able to make it work for me rather than allowing myself to be intimidated by others into believing that hard work alone would make me successful. Now, some of you guys can implement a lot of things here. You can say, hey, work smarter, not harder, right? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. There's tons of sayings to describe it, but let me give you a few case studies and a few stories here. So as I've worked with hundreds of husbands over the past year and a half now, what I've consistently seen is men who are paying clients, like they've trusted me to fix their marriage. Despite them being a paying client, you would think that they'd be open to learning new ways to actually win their woman back and win in life. You even see this with younger guys, to win with women. But they're closed off because they don't allow their false beliefs to be broken. They don't allow their false belief sets that have held them hostage for years to be broken in half, crushed, destroyed, and implement brand new belief sets that serve them better. So because of that, what you're going to notice is men, as they get older, as they mature into who they are, they get very stubborn. And a stubborn man who has no success within his life will constantly make the same mistakes, constantly repeat the same cycle of insanity, never change, and then even when he's lended a helping hand, he still won't take it. See, this is what you're going to see time and time again. Some men truly do not want success, and this is why I call it a one percenter. Because fact of the matter is 99% of men ain't it. So I advise you to do one thing and one thing only. If you're watching this video, I can't stress this enough. As you're on your purpose, as you're grinding, as you're putting in long hours, you must be sure. You must improve your level of skill set, you must improve your level of competency, and you must get smarter. So that way you can work smarter and not harder. And the work that you do put in pays 10, 20, 30, 40x ROI dividends on what it did today. And that is something that can only be accomplished with skill and with finesse. And that's why there's an eloquence. It's very eloquent. It's calming when a man is sure of himself and he knows how to maneuver in life, because you truly see excellence being executed instead of a guy just working his ass off and still being in the same spot as day one. If that's you, if your income has stayed the same the past 12 months, if your success with women have stayed the same within this past 12 months, if your connection with faith, with God, with who you want to be has stayed the same, you have to understand that despite you working hard, you are doing it wrong. And you need to reevaluate where you put your time and the skill sets that you're fundamentally learning. If you like this video and you want to work one-to-one with me, there's a few links below that you can do it. We have the MBT webinar running at multiple times per day for men who struggle with attracting women or even speaking confidently. Next up, if you want to work directly one-to-one with me, this is to improve your mindset, your masculinity, and everything in between. I want you to actually go down below, watch the case study video my brother and I put together for you. It's called the Full Stack 1%er program, and we only want to work with men who truly want to work with us. And last but not least is going to be my closed members community of husbands inside of the Relationship Blueprint Mastery. If your wife is pulling away and you're looking for a step-by-step process to win her back, I advise you watching that case study video below this, booking a call with myself or the team. We're going to get you squared away, and we're going to show you how to make sure that you win her back without her even realizing that you're making a play. And it's a beautiful, beautiful sight to be seen. Hit the like button, everybody, comment and subscribe. Check out the merch below this video that we have for you, and we will see you in the next one.